Hi folks. So what I want to talk about today is the use of sanctions, and I want to put forward my thoughts on where I'm going with this, and then I'll look forward to reading your comments and maybe seeing what you think about it. So this all started a while ago. When I say a while ago, maybe a couple of months ago, with a visit to the GPs by my wife. And one of the things that he said to her was that she needs to take control of her health. If she didn't, the people he would be seeing again would be me and her parents, the closest people to her. And what we have to understand is that when we don't take control of our life, in any fashion really, but let's just stick with health. When we don't take control of our life, that momentum of having no control will have a knock-on effect to those closest to us. So for example, when I was at my worst after becoming disabled, after breaking my back, I was self-medicating with alcohol. And I was getting through a lot. I was getting through a bottle of whiskey a week, numerous bottles of wine, and anything to numb the pain. Now, I could have become even worse health-wise. I was already in a lot of pain. I was already on a lot of medication, including liquid morphine here in the house that I could take to ease the pain. And I was in danger of becoming an alcoholic. I didn't, and I had apparently no detrimental effect to my liver. So I must be built from the Ozzy Osbourne and Keith Richards school of human beings, maybe. But anyway, I pushed it with no adverse effect, luckily. But had something untoward happened to me, had I got liver damage, had I got cirrhosis, had I become an alcoholic, who was the person that was going to most affect? And the person it would most affect is the person who shares my life with me, and that's my wife. In this instance, I don't have parents for it to have a knock-on effect, but the person who would have been picking up the pieces would have been Safi. So she would have been dealing with a punishment that was none of her doing. She would have been sanctioned in a way purely because I was unable to control how I felt. The doctor said something similar to her, that you have to take control of your life because the people closest to you, if you have a stroke or a heart attack, are going to be the ones who he will be seeing later on, further down the road, when we're depressed, when we've got anxiety, when we're worried sick that something untoward, even further, because she's had a heart attack or she's had a stroke, we're the ones he's going to be dealing with. So whilst most people, in my opinion and from my experience, try to get healthy, we know it's a common fact the amount of yo-yo diets that, in particular, women go on. And they do it for one of two reasons. There may be more, but I'm just going to use two. One, they see the diet as something you do over a period of time. I want to get bikini ready for the summer. So a diet is for this period of time. Or they do it for a few weeks and they don't even make it to the whatever their goal is. And they feel as if they're working so hard and getting so little back in reward to burn off the calories and all this sort of stuff. And they don't make it and they come off and they give up, and then a new diet comes along and they jump on that one and this is going to be the one, and then a month later they've lost all will and it's all fallen through again. So my theory is that whilst a lot of us will give ourselves rewards if we do well on something. So if you do well on your diet this week, on 1 day a week, on the day that you get weighed, you can have that as a treat day, or it's sometimes called a cheat day, depending on which word suits you. Or you might say, if I lose a pound or X amount of pounds, I'll go and buy something that fits me better because you've shrunk. So we have these rewards in place, but for some people, they don't work. And this got me to thinking about what I'd already understood about others getting involved in our health. So if somebody said to me at 11 o'clock at night on the way home from the pub, or even, no, take the pub out of it, at 11 o'clock at night, let's have a Chinese, I would say, well, you don't want to be eating that amount of food at 11 o'clock at night. Why would I say that? Well, one is because I'm concerned about the person who's eating it. It's unhealthy to eat it. And therefore, I'm thinking of the damage that will do to that person. If I said yes to that person, I might say, all right, if you have a Chinese, I'm getting out my bottle of whiskey, or I'm getting out something else. And if you eat that, I'm going to get smashed. That's a sanction. If you do that, I'll do this. And for some of us, that works. So we can look at what won't we do for ourselves. Right? We might not do this or that or the other, and we lose. Somebody's dancing on a bin out my window here. He's going to fall through it in a minute. So, sorry, I was just distracted. There's a middle-aged man dancing on a bin, trying to close the lid of his bin. It's bin day tomorrow. Anyway, I just this if I start laughing now, it's because he's gone through it. Where was I? He's got a suit and tie on, and he's dancing on a bin. Oh dear. So will I be able to upload this one to YouTube? Right. So we might not be able to do it for. Oh, he's got off safely. For ourselves to control our behaviour, whether that's in eating or drinking or exercise, but we will do it for the person that we love. You'll not have that Chinese at 11 o'clock at night if you know that I'm going to get hammered on my whiskey or on my beers or whatever. Trying to find a sunlight-free zone. And so what will you do is, well then, Will you make extra challenges because somebody beside you is realistically, if you don't, they're going to have to pay the price at some point down the road. So by doing this sanction diet that I'm calling it, it will make you stick to it. So if you've got a problem with that's not fair, that somebody else should be punished for something that I've not done, well, don't not do it. If you're not going to do it, it means you're not yet committed enough to do it, not only for yourself, but for your loved ones. And it has to be your loved ones, because they're the ones who are going to pick up the pieces. So it's easier to do it for somebody you love. Who would you take a bullet for? Who would you die for? This is how you need to address. I will get fit this year because I love these people too much not to. So that is the kind of angle that I'm looking at. And I'm trying to get people together to join me to see if it'll work. I've got half a dozen or so at the moment. I need some more. So if you want to lose weight and this sounds interesting to you, then let me know and we can talk about what it is that you want to do. But I specifically want to do it on weight loss because I'll be putting recipes and programs to follow and all that sort of stuff in the group. So specifically for this, I'm calling it the sanction diet. I'm writing a book about it, and I want to use this as a way forward for those people who have struggled in the past, have yo-yoed over the years, and need a new way of looking at things. And that's what I like to work on, is new ways of looking at things. So if you're interested, let me know. I'm really looking forward to any feedback that you can give me. Do you think it's unethical? Do you think it's unethical that somebody could be potentially punished for you not doing it? But remember, if that is the case, then you are perfect for this, because you will do it because you don't want them to be punished. So, yeah, but let me know what your thoughts are, and I shall speak to you tomorrow. So for YouTube, like and subscribe along the bottom, and I'll speak to you all soon. Good night.